Could it be the Grand Thief? Why is he in that position? Is he... That's...
Una estatua de los 7.
Why is the statue of the 7 hanging upside... And the statue's hands... Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right? But this statue is holding... Paimon has a really bad feeling of... And the Grand Thief hasn't moved an inch. Do you think... Hello? Are you okay, mister? He's dead. Paimon doesn't feel so good. Let's get out of here, and fast! Now what? We can't stay here! Quick, run!
On the sea. You have come here. You have seen our... As a herald.
An Abyss Herald?
Ese monstruo que buscamos con él.
Dainslith. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss has gone nowhere for a long time. The Abyss is unstoppable.
What is this power? I've seen it before. Careful, please don't get cocky.
This power, it seems familiar. I see. So it's you. In that case, I shall stay here no longer.
What a tough battle. Are you okay? Oh, such a strong enemy. Who knew the Abyss Order had monsters this powerful among them? Huh? What is it? What are you thinking about?
Nada, vámonos de aquí.
Oh, right, yeah. We're near the exit now. Let's get out of this scary place before something even more...
So, we meet again. A little sooner than I had expected.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just experienced something. Could it be that you encountered an Abyss Herald in those ruins?
Huh? How did you know that?
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you here as well.
En realidad, el emisario no fue lo único que encontramos.
An inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands. No, I have never seen such a thing during my time fighting the Abyss. Tell me the rest of what happened in there. So you escaped the ruin depths filled with abyssal power, and then?
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald suddenly appeared and blocked our way! We fought a big battle with that thing. Maybe it hasn't gotten too far yet.
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed. Come, let's catch up to it.
De acuerdo.
Let's go! A rare opportunity. With Dane helping out, maybe we'll be able to solve more Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of.
Oh, is that so? The Traveler here seems to like doing that. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits, you know, that kind of stuff.
Claro, son materiales muy importantes.
They wouldn't be searching for such. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object to take back to the ruin. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
Debería ser más duro con ellos.
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire abyss. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these abyss mages likely fear something else, much more than they do a painful interrogation.
Algo relacionado con lo que vimos en la ruina.
Paimon is getting goosebumps thinking about all...
All right, we shouldn't waste too much time here. Let's continue.
Wow! Besides the Abyss Order, Ruin Guards sure are active. Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seed, just like your appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout.
Pero Soso escuchaba del tipo casualidad.
Forget it. Just some needless musing. The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guards is by no means rather, they are both branches that have grown out.
branches. Roots? What?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Conria.
Huh? Conria? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that... Oh. Speaking of Conria... Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. A long time ago, the nation of Conria was...
Conozco ese nombre,
Huh?
porque tengo recuerdo de haber estado ahí.
You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, but if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Conria you saw, what was it like?
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your brother.
It seems your brother woke up first. But the question is...
And then your brother told you that the destruction of Canria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two
The destruction of Canria? He said that?
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 5... It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during the...
Huh. So your brother must have understood this world better than you did, because...
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path. So you couldn't...
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Canria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war...
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past years. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Canria so you could find your brother?
Él hace una pista más importante después de buscar los 7.
Oh, yeah! You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation?
I probably know more about Canria than both of you. Canria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented flourishing and...
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
¡Qué mundo tan peligroso! Ahora tengo más prisa por encontrar a mi hermano.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits. Let's keep moving. I will tell you more of what you want to know as we continue our...
Over there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages. Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have...
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago. These ruin guards were known as field tillers by the people of Canria.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
¿Eran herramientas de cultivo?
It's not like you think. Field tiller was just a code name. The people of Canria like to give The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the field tiller came about.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very...
After the destruction of Canria, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Tevat, perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time. They found their way to various ruins across the...
Well, that sounds so sad.
Creo que deberíamos acabar con su sufrimiento.
Yeah, Paimon thinks you've been doing a real good job of that.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you. But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy...
This abyss maze dropped a talisman. Could it be a communication of...
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be careful? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it.
Engulf the faith of the enemy in flame, and bring glory to His Highness the Prince.
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate, initial operate. The Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The key word here, it seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
El mago del abismo salió de esas ruinas.
From the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting, those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving. So, Dane, what message does this tell?
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osial, Overlord of the Vortex.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
Solo construimos con la cámara de Halley.
What do they want with Osial?
Quizás lo mismo que con la vida.
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the storm, though you may not have been aware of it at the time. You were thwarting an Abyss Order operation.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order... Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osial, just as they did...
No. From the contents of the talisman, they won't just corrupt Osial's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Though of course, the accuracy of that understanding, only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osial's limbs and the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the statue of the Seven is the eye of the very
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special...
It would seem so.
Debemos encontrarlo antes que ellos.
This whole thing keeps getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do...
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the... thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this... Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
¿Y si le preguntamos a la iglesia de Five News?
Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around.
The cathedral.
Huh?
But how aware of this was the Animo Archon on receiving this gift? And how much...
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though.
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the Animal Arch. And actually, the Animal Archon is... never mind.
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral.
Huh?
Pero nos hemos estancado de todos juntos.
You are the honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
¿Crees que no serás bienvenido?
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty. I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need it now. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues.
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask her.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't end well for anyone.
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? Dean... but I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre to Hermel again, we cannot oblige.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the...
What's that?
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question.
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was a long time ago. There was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared when nearly every member of the church joined the search for it. But it was never... In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lot...
Of course.
Of course?
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon? Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the
Tyrant's final fury.
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached old...
Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying!
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the Tyrant's final fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
Eso también suena muy extraño.
Right. Later, the theory of the Tyrant's final fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of... Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just...
It's okay. Thanks anyway.
There's that pointless word, thank you again.
Oh, Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among... Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
No te preocupes, yo también iré a su lado.
Right! We'll go give Master Jean a hand!
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will... But please, everyone, be careful. May the animal Archon...
I see. Has the Abyss Order already... This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue. We should go...
But what is the Abyss Order going to Wolvendom for anyway? Are they looking to do the same as they did with Dvalin? Not again!
No, that's not likely. Unlike Osile, who was just suppressed, Andreas died long ago. Today, it is just his spirit that stands guard over. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
The Abyss Order!
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now.
There sure are a lot of enemies.
The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are. Fits the Abyss Order's style.
Debemos encontrar al Pirabore.
Yeah, let's go!
I'm not going any further.
Huh? Why not? Is it because you're afraid of fluffy animals?
Seguramente no sea eso.
It has nothing to do with wolves. It's because Boreas was an ancient god, yet he willingly became a... I cannot possibly agree with his actions. I don't desire... Besides, you're the one people like. I'm less likable.
Se nota que socializar no es lo tuyo.
I have no problem interacting with people, but interacting with God... It's just my opinion, but a word of advice. Always be on your guard. You shouldn't place too much trust in them. But at the same time, don't go too far in the opposite, even if the god in question is your sworn enemy.
Don't trust them and don't hunt them. That's some awkward advice. Does Dane hate the Seven, or is he protecting them?
Lest I repeat the failings of my I will tell you one.
Huh?
The destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven. Well, enough chit-chat. We should get back to business. I will go take care of the remaining Abyss Order members in the area. Try and keep your visit with Boreas brief.
There he goes. What a strange man.
Creo que lo entiendo un poco.
Yeah, that's true. You also keep your guard up against... At the Rite of Dissension in Liyue, your decision was very similar to what Dane would do.
A falta de confianza, es mejor evitar la situación que negociar.
Not the easiest.
Honorary Knight, Paimon, what are you two doing here?
Oh, Master Jean! So glad we fit. Rosaria told us that you came here to fight the Abyss Order, so we came to help.
Then your help is greatly appreciated. The Abyss Order's sudden offensive is very strange. They have surrounded Wolvendom. I am preparing to send out some knights. I just scouted out all of Wolvendom, but I did not see you. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is going after Boreas, but the Abyss Order and Boreas... What?
They just like to cause trouble. Do they really need a reason? The Abyss Order already went after Dvalin. It's not too surprising that they would also go...
That is true. Regardless, whether the reason behind the present threat is clear or not, I will handle. Honorary Knight, please go and check if Lupus Boreas, this god's spirit. He does not often see people, but I hear that you have met him before. Maybe it is best that you are also the one to meet him this time. Okay, be careful. Thank you for your help, Honorary Knight of...
Over there, it's Razor! And the Abyss Herald...
You, not welcome here!
So, the wolf's wretched. You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly If you serve us, we can restore your divine power. Lies.
What the heck is this ceremony? He looks like he... Oh no! Is this the same thing they did to corrupt Dvalin's mind?
Wolves never surrender! But this can't go on.
Solo entender esto.
No matter how many times you resist us. This shall rise. The ceremony was interrupted. How does an old spirit have such determined will? No matter. This is but a small unforeseen...
It disappeared again!
Al menos lo detuvimos a tiempo.
Thank you. You came. Just...
Human Lupercal. I am ashamed, but still, the Abyss Herald...
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial. But scary outsider, not I too didn't see the trap.
Wait, so you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to corrupt Lupus Boreas' mind, then lured him out under the pretense of challenging him in a trial?
No es tu culpa, Razor.
Thank you. In the future, my claws, you smell danger?
No, we heard about the danger. Paimon's nose doesn't even know what danger smells like. Besides coming to help, we actually have something to ask you. Excuse us, Mr. Wolf God. Do you know any...
I pay no heed to the contraptions of humans. I know not what this... It entered into my proving ground by accident. But it could not think, only fight. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks.
By the sounds of it, it's possible that could have been the very first field tiller, right?
Yes, it could spin, leap high into the air, and even shoot fireballs.
Fireballs? Hey, didn't we hear this somewhere else recently? Anyway, this pretty much proves that the first field tiller came to Mondstadt. It sounds like the first one was way stronger than the mass-produced ruin guards that came after. But in this story, it was damaged at the proving ground while fighting the Wolf of the North.
Don't know. But did we...
Yes, you were a big help. Thanks. We need to keep investigating something super important. The Abyss Herald may have left, but the Abyss's forces are still attacking.
Yes, I smell more danger. You too. Also, be...
Dang, there you are! Did you see Master Jean?
I saw her, but purposely avoided her. As both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, she naturally would have some reservation. If I'm not careful, one day I may find myself becoming the... But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some of the Abyss forces, but wasn't able to gather any... I see. Well then, we can more or less figure out where the first field tiller...
Huh? Really? Just from the Lupus?
That information combined with a more comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you heard in the cathedral. Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister, long mistaken to be a curse rained down by a deceased tyrant.
Las bolas de fuego eran probablemente misiles.
Ah, Paimon gets it! So the tyrant's final fury was really just missile. After it was damaged in the fight with the Wolf of the North, it must have wandered into the ruins of Old Mondstadt and stayed there. Then, whenever anyone got close, pew, pew, boom! It would fire a ton of missiles at them. Until one day, it finally broke down for... Back then, the people of Mondstadt hadn't seen many ruin guards before, so they came to interpret it as...
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and comb the entire area. What do you mean?
Acabo de recordar algo.
Huh? You mean... Oh, Paimon remembers too! We saw that abandoned ruin guard sitting atop the tower when we went there before. This is it, right? Okay then, use your elemental... Ooh, so what did you see? Huh? Nothing? Oh, what's going on?
This requires another method. Using elemental sight on a field tiller is of no use because it is not... Let me give it a try. And done.
Wow! It's a...
The very thing the Abyss Herald has been seeking all along. The Eye. All of the ruin guards today are just replicas of this machine. As the prototype, its combat capability was unrestricted.
Prototype? Oh, Paimon doesn't know that word. Is it another
As the Abyss Order has surmised, if this eye is placed in the hands of the defiled, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the statue, there you... And this newly born god will have the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Debemos detener a la ola en el abismo.
Yes.
Then, what should we do with this eye?
Esconder en un lugar donde nadie lo encuentre.
No. I'll guard it myself.
Huh? You? Dane? You won't go...
You may doubt me if you wish, but I must ensure it does not fall into the wrong hands. No matter where we may hide it, they will find it. And as for the Church of Favonia...
Oh!
But our work isn't done yet. To avoid any further repercussions, we must also take care of that defiled statue.
¿Y cómo hacemos eso?
We can't have the church get involved. Let's handle it ourselves. As for what I mean by...
Destroy it? That's a statue of the Seven, as well as being... Well, good thing we didn't tell Barb.
Do the Seven really expect me to help them look after... Let's go back to those ruins and destroy the inverted statue. If we are lucky, we will also run into that Abyss Herald. I'll make sure it doesn't get away this time.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it. Yep, that'll work. Let's go. And remember to be on your guard.
Looks like we're here. An Eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you are describing.
Oh, such a scary place.
Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the defiled statue. The abyss.
You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsliff. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares. Unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You... Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But...
It is your words that forever reek of corruption. Time to silence you!
Prince.
Hey! Could that be?
Lumine.
Vámonos de aquí, esto es muy peligroso.
Wait! He just blocked an attack against the Abyss Herald. Your brother? And the Abyss?
Lumine, why are you with Dane?
Estás preguntando sobre la I.
Uh-huh. Your brother knows Dane?
Ether. We meet again.
What's going on here? Dane knows him too?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Ether.
Déjale decir cosas que no entiendo, Ether.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to... That man Dainsliff was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conria. 500 years ago, he failed to prevent the destruction of Conria. A curse of immortality was laid upon him, to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into the monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? The same Conria that was destroyed 500 years ago? And you said the people turned into monsters? You're trying to tell Paimon that the Abyss Order is not only related to Conria, but is actually the people of Conria themselves? And the whole thing about Dane being your enemy... Paimon's so confused.
Luego me cuentas todo esto, o vamos a nuestro hogar.
Home. Yes, of course. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end.
Guerra con el celestial.
Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
They left. Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least we got some really useful information.
Tienes razón, Paimon. Aún hay esperanza.
That's right. At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right?
Ahora se nos ha añadido un objetivo más de viaje.
That's right. By the way, what they said just now is all pretty confusing. Did you understand it at all? Oh, well then... First off, that Abyss Herald called your brother... It seems like your brother is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to him. Still, also, your brother said that he wants to engulf the thrones and go to war with destiny. What the heck does that mean? Could it? Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the people of Conria turned into after their nation was destroyed. And Dane is from Conria too. He witnessed its destruction 500 years ago. But he didn't turn it. So that's why your brother said that Dane is his enemy. But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protected all those years ago, then why is he enemies with the Abyss? Also, how come after all this time we've spent searching for your brother, it turns out he's on the side of the Abyss? What's up with that? Yeah, you're right. Then we can't let ourselves get down. Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place and get back to the surface where the... If your brother wants you to reach the end of your journey, show him what... Come on, traveler. Let's go.